Well, that's definitely it for Forza Motorsport, so turn the volume up, let's talk about it. You would have seen on the news all the layoffs that happened through Microsoft and Xbox games over the last week. It's all through the news as well. I covered a few. Perfect Dark reboot got cancelled, even though there probably wasn't really even a game there that was close to coming out. But one of the things that kind of went a little bit under the radar is half the staff of Turn 10 was let go. And a lot of people were speculating, what does that mean? And that picture's starting to become a little bit clearer now. And it is that Forza Motorsport's gone now, which is a real shame. An utter shame. But yeah, like you look at their social media account that post almost daily. They haven't posted since the layoffs. And I would say the person that was managing that is gone. Pretty safe to say. Yeah, a few ex-staff members that have been let go and senior staff members that have left in the last year or two to form other studios have spoken out to all but confirm this. One of the ex-staff members said that's it. Forza Motorsport's dead, and half the staff that are left are building an engine for the next Forza Horizon game. It probably then makes sense that Microsoft and Xbox walked away from this game, just because it sounded like there wasn't the next Forza just around the corner. I'm assuming they had to rebuild it and sort everything out, and it was probably going to come out on the next generation of consoles, which is, that's at least, 2 years away, you would say. There's a lot of money that would go into that for a new engine build for a brand new game to happen. But it is sad. Like, Forza Motorsport, especially with the early games, was Xbox's answers to Gran Turismo, really. I remember Forza Motorsport, the first one, I played a lot of it. Was out on the original Xbox. I played a lot of Forza 2 as well on the 360. I skipped 3, I'm pretty sure, but 4 was such a good game. 4 was, I just still remember Clarkson from Top Gear narrating that title of how races are a soon-to-be extinct species, and it still gives me chills. I went and watched it before I made these videos. What really hurt this game and where it never really recovered from, and it's not the only game to have done this, a lot of sports games that had the annual releases really haven't gone back to its peak from this time as well. It was the move to Xbox One. I remember the old NHL game, like, there used to be online GM mode, and I'm a big hockey fan, so there was a lot of features that didn't come across to the Xbox One port that still haven't come across, because since that shift, HUT or the FIFA Ultimate Teams and all those really have taken over. Microtransactions have taken over. So not only was it development hell, I feel like, to put a game on that console, that Xbox One, it was really the pivot point for microtransactions to come through. And a lot of the Forzas from that point were missing a lot. I think Forza 5 had 20 less circuits, like 200 less cars. Forza 6 was just and 7, I'm pretty sure, was just microtransaction hell. And the last Forza Motorsport was fun. I think it probably poured itself more like to the featured online space. They could have done things a bit better. There wasn't really much of a career mode. But you remember the career mode back from the Forza 4 and even Forza 2. There was a lot there. There was a lot to play with there in a game. So it's just a shame that this game franchise is finished. It's done now. And that's all been confirmed. They're not going to build another game from the ground up in this, especially when the space, I think, is going to get even more competitive. And the one thing I noticed in racing games is that the time for it to be released is getting longer and longer. Like, you look at the difference between, like, Project Cars 1, 2, and 3, and, like, the third one it's like 2 years, which it does understand. It's understandable. It's really just a coat of paint and a bit of polish between Project Cars 1 and 2. But then you look at, like, 3, there's a 5-year gap, and now there's, like, 6 years for the one that's coming out at the end of the year, which I think is going to be a very good game, and probably in the way that they support the game as a whole, it's going to have a lot of longevity. So it's going to be really hard for Forza to compete in this space. You've also got the F1 games that have really got hit off and done quite well. You got NASCAR. I really wonder if a game like iRacing or one of them is going to eventually come out on consoles and just sort of steal a lot of the player base in that sense. But Forza was really good for, like, a mix between that sim racing and the casual style as well. And I feel like it was easy to pick up and play. And like the gameplay I'm playing now, I haven't played a racing game in a long time. And this channel, where we originally were just going to do shooters, and then I kind of forgot about my love for racing games. So I was kind of like, it's going to be shooters and racing games. That is going to be this channel. And so it's been a while. I was a bit rusty. This gameplay here would be all over the shop, but I remember getting that fun, that exhilaration of, even though I was last in a lot of the race that I recorded for this video, just yourself improving bit by bit. The way I always took these racing games to be is a little bit like golf, that you're kind of playing yourself a little bit. Especially when you're in the back of the pack, you're just trying to get better and you're just trying to understand it. And then you're like, oh, okay. And then it's really good to see what other people are doing too, time-wise, because then you can start to see, okay, I'm losing like 0.3 of a second on this corner. What are they doing differently? And I really like that part of these racing games, and Forza really gave that to me. I played a lot of this game for a long time, many years ago, but it's been a long time since I've touched it. I don't love the Forza Horizon games. I just find them too arcadey. But that's obviously, like, I'm in the small minority. Those games have done very, very well, and that's clearly why the Turn 10 team and Microsoft and I think it's Play Studios is just going all in on Horizon. It's just for that exact reason. It's the money maker. There's more microtransactions. There's more. It lends itself better to that kind of money-making format than Forza Motorsport. They never really were able to. I remember they had like mods a few years ago and things like that. They were never able to get the microtransaction thing right, which is a shame, because I do kind of like the card aspect that they had then, but it could have been done so much better. I don't know. It's really difficult with that sort of stuff. And I know the card thing, and a lot of people hated the mods, but it was a difference maker back at, I think it was Motorsport 7 that had that, or it might have been 6. And it was a differentiating marker for them, but it just didn't really do anything. There wasn't anything great from it, so there was just no real need to like open packs and do things like that. I'm surprised there isn't like a racing game that is like hot or FUT. Like, I'm really surprised where you open packs and you unlock cars and you unlock car parts to put into that. I'm really surprised that doesn't exist. I really thought Forza was going to go down that route a few years ago. I was like, they're going to be all in on, no, everything is packs, and you need to, that's how you get those things. But yeah, no, obviously not. It's not going to be that way. But yeah, yeah, it's just a bit of a shame. This is a little bit of a, like, I think some people have made some videos that it's looking like it's done. It's definitely done for Turn 10, at least in this case. They also had a lot of hiring issues. I noticed there was a lot of people complaining that they would only give temporary contracts for like 12 months and then let them go and let someone else come in. That it was really hard to become a permanent staff member here, which I think in America is kind of a big deal too, because then you've got like, your health insurance and those sort of things. So they definitely had interesting hiring practices. Like, they definitely thought it was easy to just get the next person in than keeping talent, which probably alludes itself to why the last few games have been the way that they are. Like, they did lose a lot of talent a fair few years ago to go break off and make other studios, and I think the game and its move to Xbox One has never recovered. It's just never really grabbed people like the first few did. Like I said, Forza 4, absolutely no notes. That's the best game by far, and it's so obvious. Like, you just see the blueprint of that, and it's like, just go do that, add a better multiplayer, and everyone will buy the game. But it just never really worked out that way. You get the slot from the Xbox One days, and it just moves on from there. But yeah, well, that's the whole video. I mean, we got the new Project Cars Motorsport game coming out later this year, so that's going to be really fun. I'm really keen for that, because it just seems like you create a team and you go from there, and if you crash out or cause damage, then it's going to cause a lot of problems. So I'm really interested in that career mode, and even just multiplayer as well. I'm really high on that game. But we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. If you haven't made it this far, we make videos on news of shooters and racing games, and my brother and I do co-op for like retro games and things like that, just more making fun of those retro games. But if that interests you, hit the subscribe button. It really does help us out from a motivation standpoint, even just getting one a day, because we pretty much make daily videos. Every now and then there's a day we miss, but we're pretty well on top of things. Comment down below, what was your favorite Forza game? Motorsport. Don't talk to me about Horizon. Are you sad the series is going? I just think it's probably time. Like, I know Microsoft is getting a lot of hate for some of the closures that they had. I think a lot of it was there was a game that was too far away, and they needed to keep. Microsoft has gone to them and said, you need to downsize this much. So they probably have taken the easier route. I think that this is an easier one to take down. I really don't think there was a new Forza game just around the corner. It didn't sound like it. They were building a whole new engine, and it just sounded like it was a long time away. Then again, there might be a bit of hope here. Like, if they're building an engine for Horizon, they might be able to convert that into a track game down the road and rehire up and respec up down the road. But it might just be a bit of a downsizing now. I do think it's dead, bud. I don't think we're getting a game, another Forza Motorsport game. I think we're done in that sense. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. But yeah, like, comment down below. A bit sad that Microsoft's let this one go. I just kind of get it a little bit. I just understand it when you go through, especially if you're Microsoft and you've got all these studios, which it kind of sucks they're allowed to buy all these. But anyway, we'll get to that another day. But it's kind of sucks that it's just all these Excel spreadsheet lines and just like, well, this is an easy one to get rid of. Bang. But yeah. And hit the like button, because then it algorithms the algorithm, and it means it will algorithm to someone else that likes Forza, and then they'll watch it, and then it'll algorithm to someone else who likes Forza, and then the algorithm's algorithm. That's pretty much all. I'm at the whims of the algorithms, so help me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to cut this video up, edit it out, and then I'm going to head off, play some games later this evening. I think I'm going to get a beer later tonight, so that'll be all right. I'm Brenton. This is Redland Live. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out of here. Bye.